is the greatest goddamn show on air. And I'm Cole Clayton. And with me, I have my sister, Ruby Red, who seems to be eating some Waffle House. What is up?
What's up with you?
I'm waiting on spaghetti.
Gross. I don't like noodles.
That's right. You don't like noodles. I'm not like the biggest fan of noodles, but like, how can you not like them? And honestly, I feel like you don't like them because you call them noodles. Because noodles is a weird way to describe pasta.
It's not that I don't like the pasta. The flavor's good. I don't
I feel
like
like
the noodles.
what's
The
first,
texture of the
noodles or
noodles.
pasta? Because like I feel like it's the rebranding of like mayonnaise to aioli.
Okay, like the pasta itself is good. Like the sauce is good, and like the meat people put in it is good, and like the garlic bread is good. All that part of pasta is good. The noodles can get fucked. I
So
don't like
you're
noodles.
you're you're more of like a meatball sub kind of person then, huh?
Yeah. Not like no, not noodle. I don't fuck with noodle, bro.
I feel like somebody's fucking up the noodles right now. Matter of fact, I'm hearing chatter in the background.
Watch them be all like chewy and shit.
Yes.
Nah, but what you been up to? What's new with you?
Um, I fully monetized on YouTube as of yesterday, so I got
Oh shit.
receiving ads, which is probably why we're not getting any traffic on this episode yet. So people are like, "No, I don't want to watch any ads."
Amazing. That's great.
Hell yeah! So now I'm a paid YouTuber.
How much are you getting paid?
I don't know yet. I'll know tomorrow because it varies by so many different things, like what category that YouTube puts you in, as far as like your content and like how many ads people watch. So like I'm trying to figure out, and it updates every 48 hours. So like I said, I'll know sometime tomorrow.
Cool.
So
That's cool. You know what else I don't really fuck with? I don't fuck with eggs that much. I'm eating eggs right now, but just because
what?
I don't really like eggs. I'm eating eggs right now though, just because they're like good for you, but they're kind
You
of
don't
gross.
like eggs?
They're kind of
Mom
gross.
doesn't like eggs either.
Yeah, I know. I kind of grew into that. I didn't always
I
have
love
that.
eggs. I think it's
I
because
want
you
them
work in a
to
breakfast joint. Because I worked in Denny's, um, and then a Thai food restaurant for a couple of years combined. And so for a long time, I never wanted eggs. I just didn't. It's not that I didn't want. I didn't like eggs. I just was just never in the mood for them because I was just smelling them all the time.
Yeah, I get that. No, I get that for sure. I just don't like them. But I'm
You don't
eating
like
them
them?
because they're like good for me, and I'm trying to lose weight.
Are
So,
eggs good to lose weight because aren't they full of like
oh yeah,
cholesterol and shit?
and like hardly any fat. So like and they're keto, so no carbs, no fat. You just eat them all day and lose weight. There's actually something called, I wouldn't recommend it. Something called the egg diet, where you just eat the eggs, different versions of eggs, and you'll lose like 20 pounds in a month. That's not like advised though.
Guys, to answer your questions, this is my sister Ruby Red. Thank you, Super NES Gamer, for subbing. I appreciate you guys. I don't know what all that other stuff is. But thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Um,
You know what was really suck?
what?
The fact that peppers are spicy because it's a what's it called?
Defense mechanism.
It's a defense mechanism, right? And now we eat them because they're spicy. It's hilarious.
Yeah, like no, it's literally supposed to ward off people, right? Like, or not people, but just like predators that will
Animals,
eat them.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And like we literally go through the motions to eat the spicy food, knowing it hurts. Like, and
Mhm.
that kind of attribute that to the same thing as they say, like it says on the cans of Red Bull to not mix with alcohol, and people will have like Jaeger bombs and vodka bombs and whatnot, and I'm just like, humans are not like we
Why
go
do you
against
do
nature a lot. You know what I mean? Like
a lot?
why do we have air conditioning? Why did we were like, let's kill a deer and wear its skin as a coat? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and then go across the northern Europe. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like, we always have gone against what nature told us.
Oh yeah. There was this dude at work, this customer, who was pissing me off, man. So like I'm sweeping the floor and he was like, "Hey, will you come look at this?" And I'm like, "Okay." And he was like, "Look at this omelet." And I'm like, "Uh-huh, it looks like an omelet." Yeah. And he's like, "It's not even cooked all the way." I'm like, it looked fucking cooked to me, but it was the way he kept saying, "Look at it. Would you look at this?" Look, like what the fuck am I looking at, old man? Like we got him a new omelet.
Max says because of heart issues when combining Red Bull and alcohol, it's bad for you.
Well, no
And
shit.
hello from Russia. Appreciate you. I don't know, man. Like, cause I worked in a steakhouse, as a grill cook, right? And I've had so many people bitch about, oh, I want my steak medium or whatever, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna make it medium the way that I was educated to make it. And it's not medium. It's like it's not medium how you make it at your house, probably, because you don't know what the fuck medium is.
Yeah. Yeah, you get that a lot too. Yeah.
That's why I got out of that industry as a whole. I like cooking as an art, but I don't like it as an industry because people just they ruined it for me, you know. So,
People
um,
kind of suck. You ever been to like a rave or anything?
no. Do I look
You're
like
not
a rave guy?
you're not a raver.
No.
I was
Have you
thinking
been
about
to a rave?
no, but I was thinking about it. And the way I explained it to my boyfriend, because he was like, "Well, you don't like to be around people. Why would you want to go to a rave?" Because I know if I go to a rave, I'm not going to be the one getting stared at. There's going to be weirder people there than me. So I feel like it's like not as bad, you know? Like
It's
no one's
it's
really going
like
to be paying
it's
attention to
like
me.
it's just drug addicted whores there, from what I can tell.
And you know what? Why do you want to judge them? Like some people live their best
Oh, I'm
lives.
not judging them. I'm just saying I don't like that's not my vibe. I don't think it's your vibe either.
I don't know what my vibe
They
is. I'm
do,
trying to
that's all
figure it
good for
out.
them. They found a place to be. You know what I mean? Like, go be a drug addict over
Over
there. You know what I mean? Like,
there.
cool. Y'all are all in one place. Awesome. You're not bothering me in front of the gas station anymore.
Damn, in front of the gas station. That's fucked up.
I mean,
Damn.
am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. No, I get it. I get it. No, I get it. I don't
Does
know.
it change?
I'm trying to like I don't know. I'm trying to like get out more. I'm trying to like I just can't. Like I just don't like people. I just can't.
I don't
I
like
can't get
people either.
yeah, no. I mean, I like going outside, you know, I like enjoying nature, I like enjoying the weather. I just don't fuck with people that much, you know. They kind of get on my nerves.
So, what are you gonna do this weekend? You got anything going on?
For my birthday.
Was that's not this weekend? Yeah,
Is
that's
it?
next weekend.
Oh, it's next week? Oh, okay. No, I'm not really doing anything this weekend. I
It's
work a
literally
lot.
the weekend. Just so you know, FYI, it's Saturday. So I'm talking about like tonight and tomorrow.
No, I worked today, bro. I'm tired. I'm trying to stay home. Like, what am I gonna do? Go out and drink? I don't like alcohol, first of all, so that's number one. What am I gonna do? Go out and drink? What am I
Uh,
gonna do? Go out and eat? Why would I go spend money in this failing fucking economy? Like, no, I'm trying to hoard all the money I can.
I feel it though.
Listen,
Have groceries started coming down yet? Because they have up here.
yeah. Oh, yeah. They've started to go down for sure. But I mean, that's another reason why I don't really want to go out as much. Is like I'm trying to be healthy. I'm trying to like eat healthier and stuff. And I feel like if I go out, I'm just gonna be tempted to like go get an ice cream or like go get a slushie. You know, I'm out. It's hot. Let's go get a slushie. No, that shit makes you fat.
Well, I think it's just ice and a little bit of sugar, like Kool-Aid.
It's
You
like
just
so
drink,
much
but get the
sugar.
small.
There's so much sugar though. Like I'm trying to stay away from it all.
Well, don't eat sugar around it. Like, don't eat sugar all day, and don't eat. I'm not saying go out and get a Slurpee or a slushy every day. You know, me and Jack, we do we call it Slurpee Sunday.
Yeah.
And we go out every Sunday and get a Slurpee. Sometimes ice cream if it's hot, but usually Slurpee.
Nice. Are you gonna do anything for July 4th? Like, what do y'all do up there? Are y'all real patriotic about it?
I'll probably grill, get drunk, watch firecrackers, set them off.
Are you allowed to set them off where you are? Not okay. All right. I didn't think so. Well, we'll probably go to the park here in town because our park has a fireworks show during July 4th, and they have other stuff too. Like they got like cotton candy, and they got like drinks, and they got food, and there's music and like face painting. There, it's like what would you call that? Like a
festival?
Yeah, like a festival. It's kind of like a festival on July 4th. So we're gonna go do that. Watch the fireworks show. It's real pretty, and
I mean, you live near New Orleans, where they're always trying to throw a party, So.
And it's free, so that'll be fun.
Right. Well, I live next to that big park, Mayfield Park. So they're always setting off fireworks over there. You're always going to be able to catch a show, anytime there's fireworks. I think tonight they're going to be setting off fireworks for like the city's festival. I think the city festival is over there, Mayfield Unity Days or whatever.
Yeah, that would be fun. That would be nice.
Hell yeah! And I got Jack that on 4th of July, so
that's great.
What have you heard in the news this week at all?
I heard there were some fires over in Texas. There's some wildfires going on, and I heard it was only like 20% contained. Like it's pretty bad actually.
I'm so glad I don't live down there.
Yeah, so there's that, and you can contribute that to the fucking heat down here because Jesus Christ, like this is ungodly. But there was also, I was cleaning my house the other day, and there was this like Amber Alert. Not only was it one Amber Alert, it was 2 Amber Alerts for the same person. And in the Amber Alert, it mentioned that he was suspected of murder as well, and he had 2 little girls with him. So I'm thinking, it sounds like a domestic dispute. It sounds like probably like a baby daddy and a baby mama got into a custody battle, and he shot her and took his kids. That's what I'm thinking, right? Which, that's fucked up. I hope they catch the guy. But, reasonable deduction. I watch a lot of crime shows. That's just what I'm thinking, right? That's not what the fuck it was, apparently. I gotta, look up the dude's name, but come to find out, he wasn't even like a stepdad to these kids. He didn't know these kids. He barely knew this woman. Apparently, he dated this woman 13 years ago, but didn't know much about her. He didn't know her recently. He murdered her and took her daughters, and he was actually going to sell them into trafficking. And he ended up killing one of the daughters, and the other one was injured, but she was alive. And they caught him, and not only that, he had an accomplice, a female accomplice. And the authorities said that it seems as though this is not the first time that he sold someone into trafficking or tried to. So that was really fucked up. That kind of shocked the nation down here because that was right here in town. Everyone's been talking.
That whole area from Houston, really from San Antonio all the way to New Orleans, is real bad for trafficking because it's right there above Mexico and everything, So
yeah, the 3-year-old and the 6-year-old, yeah. Whoever's in the comments, they know who I'm talking about. I didn't catch the guy's name, but yeah, it always gets me when I hear a female accomplice. I'm not trying to shade the dudes right now or anything, but it's just fucked up. You would betray another woman like that, and these 2 little defenseless girls, and you are a girl. Just like with Epstein, when Epstein had that fucking female accomplice, I thought that was fucked up. I felt like they should have thrown the book harder at her just because she's a girl. You should be afraid of that. You should know what it feels like. But that's just sociopath.
There's just bad people in this world. Don't give a fuck about other people, That's what it comes down to.
I think it comes down to sociopaths. I think you gotta lack empathy to be able to do something like that, There's some
the interesting thing is nowadays there have been like psychologists gone back in the times of history and looked at certain like big name like big name people in history and like diagnosed them, like Alexander the Great and Genghis Khan and whatnot, and they're actually diagnosed now by today's standards as a sociopath because they were able to
Yeah.
just build an army and fucking kill and not even think about it, you know?
Yeah.
So,
And that's honestly why I'm so interested in going into psychology, because I just want to know, like, because you can put two people in the same situation and have one come out completely normal and one come out as like a sociopath. Because one person thinks, I know what it feels like to have something done to me, so I don't want to do it to anyone else. Whereas another person will say, well, fuck it, they did it to me, I'm going to do it to them. And that's more of like a sociopath kind of thing, like no empathy involved. So I just want to know, like, what, and then there's always, is it nature or is it nurture? Are sociopaths born that way, or are they created due to their, environment? I'm very interested in that because
I feel
I
like
just,
it can be both. I don't know personally, but I feel like my understanding of it could be either or. You know, it could be a trigger, or you could just be born with it. You know what I mean? It's just like anything. It's like fucking diabetes. You know, like it's just or any type of disease. You know, sometimes you're born with it, sometimes you're not. You know, like
yeah. And a lot of it actually has to do with like this whole part up here, the fucking frontal lobe has a lot to do with like your decision making skills and your impulse control and like what else is it? Your fear, and everything. Like if you damage your frontal lobe, you could lose like your sense of fear, which is dangerous because you have fear for a reason. Just like people, you have pain for a reason. The very few people who are born without feeling physical pain, they have to go to the doctor like every single day because you can't tell if something's wrong with you. If you stub your toe and you feel pain, it's because something's fucking wrong with it. If you can't feel pain, you don't know what's wrong. They have to go to the
right.
doctor like once a week, once a day type shit. So there's definitely a reason for why the shit's connected the way it is. You know,
Crazy. You know a lot about it, huh?
I'm very interested in it, the way the brain works and like emotional stuff, like the way people grow up and what makes them who they are and stuff like that. I've always been interested in those type of things, which is why I probably watch a lot of crime shows because it divulges into a lot of their past most of the time. Not that I empathize with a lot of serial killers at all, because like fuck them, but I can understand. If I can understand why it happened, it makes me feel better. Not that there's ever a reason to kill someone, but to
Makes you feel better.
understand, right, but to understand why. Was he beaten as a child? Was he molested? What was it? Did something fucked up happen to him, or is he just a son of a bitch?
It seems like the beating thing really does always. That's always where the story starts. You know what I mean? Now it's not every like childhood abuse creates a monster, but it does seem like every monster had childhood abuse. It seems like
It was very rare for ones who like came from good backgrounds. I'd have
Yeah,
to look it up because there's probably a very few
but
who.
that goes back to the nature versus nurture thing because then you want to say, oh well, then it's probably nature, but was he getting his ass whipped because he was being a fucking psychopath? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right, and the things
not
that you
to
gotta
not
look up
to
for.
not to condone it, but
And there's a lot of signs, and that's the thing. There's a lot of signs to look out for in small children about whether or not you should be worried about them. Um, you can take them to therapy to get it corrected. Like if your child has, it's actually not called a sociopath anymore. It's called ASD, which is antisocial, like personality disorder. It's a sociopath. They just don't want to say it anymore.
Oh, good to know. Good to know. So you
Yeah.
don't. Oh,
So,
I just have antisocial disability. Oh, okay, I know what you are.
yeah, they call it
Well,
different, just like
they're
how
doing a lot of weird shit now. Like
they are, just like,
they dropped ADHD or ADD, and now it's all classified as ADHD.
yeah, no, they don't do
You know,
ADD anymore. They don't say multiple personality disorder. They call it dissociative identity disorder. They call it DID. So that's what that's called now. Um, And I
They're
don't think
tricking us, bro.
they don't even call sadists anymore. There's a different term for that. I forget the word for it, but they don't even call them sadists anymore. Even though that's what they are. Someone who enjoys inflicting pain on others. That's a sadist. That's what the word is. Let's not get it twisted. But I've
Okay, but
noticed that a
I
lot.
mean, like, what's your definition of that? Because, like, no, I don't like to inflict pain on people, but I do like football. You know what
No,
I mean? Like,
sadists are like specifically like, I hate to say the word, like sexually motivated by the physical harm of others. That's what sadism is. Like it's some, but they don't want to call it that anymore because they don't want to like hurt
kink
people's
shame.
feelings. Yeah, they don't want to hurt people's feelings, and we don't want to, we don't want to call, like they're trying
This
to.
is the fall of a nation. I hope you know that. This is the fall of the greatest militarized country the world has ever seen. Like, we should be an empire, and here we are bitching about semantics.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
So,
But yeah, I'm very interested in the way the brain works and stuff like that.
yeah, it's kind of well. I mean, the brain is like a muscle, like anything else. Like there's certain things that like you can strengthen, and some things that if you don't use it for a while, you lose it.
You want to see one? You want to see one that I learned on TikTok? Okay, so notice how I didn't wait for your answer. I was just going to show you anyway. So apparently,
Well,
if
you're
you
a
take
woman, so that's
if
what
you
you'll do
take your
anyway. So.
shut the fuck up, dude. So apparently, if you take your fingers and you try to spin them in opposite directions, you can't do
Uh-huh.
it right. So if you look at this, it looks like I'm doing it in opposite directions, but I'm not. These are both going the same direction, right? So when you actually try to turn them, I can do it now because I trained it, but when you first do it, it's hard. It's just like that, I can do it now because I learned. I was attempting, I know this might sound dumb, but I was attempting to teach myself how to write with my left hand.
You can. I mean, there are situations where people have to because they lose their ability to use their right arm, or they lose their right arm. You know what I mean? Or their dominant hand, or whatever. So like, it's possible. Just most people don't find a reason to do it. It's like learning a language in America. What's the point of learning a language in America? Probably just because you should, but otherwise, when you live in America, you really don't have to.
If you're gonna live in America, honestly, the next language you need to learn is probably Spanish. That make the most sense. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the closest.
Oh man, there's everywhere I go in Cleveland, there's Ukrainians now. Everywhere I go, every corner, there's just Ukrainians.
That's interesting. You told me about that.
Mm-hmm. Start paying attention. If you start seeing men and women dressed like they're going to the barbecue in 2005, they're probably Ukrainian. Check it out. Like all name brand shit, Nikes, mostly white clothes, which is interesting. They don't really wear colors of any kind. Um, but yeah, just pay attention. I guarantee you start seeing them. You just like, is that Ukrainian? um, oh, something I found out yesterday. Um, the Cleveland City Hall reopened after 2 weeks because there was a cyber attack on the city of Cleveland, and they were holding like everybody's records for ransom.
What kind of records though?
I
Who's
don't know,
everybody?
but all
You
I
mean
do
the
know
city
is
of Cleveland, or you mean the part?
nobody was able to get birth certificates or death certificates of any kind for 2 weeks in Cleveland. So I have a feeling it has something to do with that.
What?
Yeah, dude. And Cleveland did not pay the ransom, by the way. They said we're not going to pay the ransom. And
Oh
I
yeah,
don't think it's because they were trying to not negotiate with terrorists, but just because Cleveland's poor as a city. Like, we're a broke city. Like, so it wasn't like we're badasses. No, they just didn't want to pay it. I didn't even know. Like, this has been going on. Mom knew the whole time. I didn't know. I had no idea. I found out the day they opened up. They reopened.
that's fucking great. Okay, but did they find out who it was?
No, it's probably fucking the same people who always do it, anonymous or whatever.
What did they want?
Probably chaos. They're probably a bunch of fucking. They're probably just like a really organized, like version of like what do you call them? Anarchists.
Oh, anarchists? Yeah. You know what movie I made my boyfriend watch the other day? 12 Monkeys.
That's a good movie.
He was so lost the whole movie, and I'm like, you really just gotta.
Yeah, you are. That's the way that movie
Like,
is.
he's like, where's this going? And I'm like, you're just gonna have to find out. Like, I'm not gonna tell you.
Pay
I
attention.
watched it when I was like 12. Okay, so that was hard as fuck for me to understand. Imagine you're a grown ass fucking man, like this, yeah, and it was good. He was like, damn, that was like good ass fucking movie. I was like, I know. But you don't hear about it a whole lot because I feel like it was one of those movies that people turned off like halfway through.
It probably is, but
I
it's one
feel
of
like
the
it
greatest
was.
movies ever as far as like plot. You know what's interesting? Do you say that though?
What?
On that same note, I made our little brother Gabriel watch Fight Club this weekend.
Did you really? Did he like it?
He did. He can't stop. He can't stop talking about it.
But did he call it though? But did he
He
call it?
did. He did.
He did?
He's like, why does Brad Pitt keep flickering into the movie? And then when Brad Pitt started showing up, he was like, he's not real. Like,
Me and Gabriel both caught on to that. We
no,
must be
only two. I actually forgot that you had called it because I was like, I feel like Gabriel's the only person I've ever met that called it. And then Mom reminded me. She was like, yeah, Liberty did too. I was like, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so you and Gabriel are the only two to ever catch that because I watched the movie like 4 times before I started even seeing the flicker. But I have ADHD. I don't really watch things. I kind of more just listen. That makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah.
So
That does make sense. But I've always loved movies like that, like Fight Club and 12 Monkeys and stuff where it's like, I'm not going to guess it. Even though I did guess Fight Club, like most people wouldn't
yeah,
have
but you
guessed
didn't know where it was
it.
going. Still, that's the thing.
I
You can
didn't
guess
know it,
what's happening. You can figure
yeah.
out about Fight Club, but you're not really understanding where the fuck the movie's going with it. You know what I mean? And that's the same thing with 12 Monkeys. Even because they kind of explain it to you that he's a time traveler, you just kind of feel like he's crazy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. And I've always loved movies like that kind of like throw you for a loop and like you're not really expecting it.
right.
I love I hate going to a movie theater and like being able to call every single thing that's gonna happen. One time I went with Mom, and I think it was to watch that movie. It was either Olympus Has Fallen or like Angel Has Fallen. One of those where it's like all the White House is always getting attacked.
Yeah, that was a big like genre
Yeah, so
of,
I went and watched it with
movie
Mom.
for a while.
I went and watched it with Mom, and I tell you, like every fucking 20 minutes, I was calling what was fixing to happen. I'm like, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, because you can tell, like you can just see when it's the same fucking movie with different actors. Okay, it's
Right.
the same plot. I've seen this. It's like Die Hard, but less cool. Okay, like get real. I love Die Hard.
There's a comedian. I can't remember. I want to say it's Kyle Kinane. But he has this joke about how like for a while there was like a whole genre of movies where like they kidnap the president or the White House down or Olympus has fallen or whatever. And now they don't make those movies anymore because like they know that people are like, I don't really care. Like based off of the way the economy is set up, I don't think that would be a bad thing.
Right, let somebody else have a shot at it. Why not? But you want to know something?
Have a recount or a re-election?
My favorite one of those movies about like protecting the president had to have been Air Force One.
Yeah, Air Force One was a good one with Harrison Ford.
Good, and that was probably like the only good one. But it was an older movie too.
Yeah, the 90s.
Hadn't been played out or like some of these new ones. We're so played out in movies. They started remaking the movies.
They always make the president a badass in movies. Have you ever noticed that the president's always like a badass? And like Independence Day was another one.
Yeah.
And like, when the fuck do we have when was the last time we had like a legitimate badass president? Like fucking Teddy Roosevelt? Like 120 years ago? Like a legit, like somebody, the shit went down, he can handle himself You know what I mean? When I say a badass president,
Yeah,
no, like get the fuck out of here with that shit. We haven't had one of those in 100 and some years.
I know, right?
Even look at like Harry Truman, the guy who dropped the nukes on Japan. Like even he kind of looked just like an accountant. You know what I mean?
Would it make more sense if America was kind of like the Truman Show for like other countries, and they're all just like watching and laughing as they watch this experiment go up in flames?
No, because we're in charge of the world. I don't know if you noticed this. Like,
Are we?
yeah, like nobody does shit without our permission.
Yeah. We're also not like intimidated either, though.
That's what I'm saying. Because of our military, nobody does shit unless we want them to. Which is why I'm of the opinion that what's going on in Russia, what's going on in Israel, we're just kind of letting it happen. Like, you know, we kind of want it to, not us, not you and me, but like our fucking representatives on it. They want that to happen because if they didn't want it to happen, we would have solved it already. You know?
True. True. Got that right. I don't know, man. Oh! Louisiana just passed a law allowing the 10 Commandments
I've heard about this all week.
to be put. I've been heard about it for like 2-3 weeks now, maybe a month, because I live in Louisiana. But yeah, they passed it. They're gonna have the 10 Commandments hanging up in the school, which don't get me wrong. Some of the commandments, like, okay, don't kill people, don't lie, don't cheat, like I get it.
We already
But
know those things though.
but the thing is, like, are you gonna let every religion put their commandments up, or just the Christian ones? Because it's like, why do we always, I hate to be ugly about it, but it seems like we're always making an exception for a certain religion and not the others. And you know which religion I'm talking about? Christianity. We're always making exception for them, and it's never enough.
We have like a large Jewish population, we have a large Muslim population, and we have a pretty large atheist population. You know what I mean? We have all those people. We have like it's not only that, but like is this freedom of religion? You know what I mean? Which means that like you can't just post one fucking religion bullshit on some paperwork and post it in front of everybody in a place of education. And that makes no fucking sense. So we're only going to teach these values when there are other people who grew up of other religions, when they're allowed to freely be the religion that they are. It's not okay.
No, it's not okay. And the fact that, like, I don't know, dude. It feels like no matter what you do, you're never gonna get away from it. It's always like you have to do this and you have to do this and da, da, da. They're just so in your fucking face about it. Like, just all so fucking pushy.
Louisiana is the 47th state ranked in education out of all 50 states. And people are worried about the 10 Commandments. You need to be worrying about your ABCs and how to count to 10. Let's worry about how to count to 10 before we post the 10 Commandments. Can these kids even count to 10? You know what I mean? Like,
no, I did see a teacher go
not
online.
to trash everybody in Louisiana, but
I did see a teacher online say something about how, like, not even just in Louisiana, but in general, that he said that the kids in his 7th grade class are reading at like a 4th grade reading level. And another teacher like stitched it and was like agreeing with him about how bad the education system is right now.
Dude, I mean, that's a state that like have like, I want to say like 10 of the 50 longest bridges in the world. In the world, okay? That's not the exact number. I don't know what the exact number. It could be more, it could be less. But I know there's a lot of really big bridges there, okay? Please stop talking over my podcast.
That was right.
longest bridges in the world, right? Which means that like you had to build these giant like roads over things that we didn't want to travel like through to get there, which means we weren't supposed to be there.
Where, Louisiana?
Yeah. Like, so basically what I'm getting at is if you believe in your God or whatever, God didn't even want that place to exist. He keeps trying to hit it with the worst hurricanes the world has ever seen. He has condemned it. Leave.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. You're fucked up for that. You're fucked up for that. Oh my god.
It's my opinion.
That was pretty.
Just leave. Just leave.
That was pretty fucking funny.
I'm not even talking about you. Everybody there needs to leave to get a better education, to get away from the Ten Commandments, evidently, to move on with their life, to learn how to speak English, not get eaten by the swamp people, like and the alligators.
Oh my god.
I've been to New Orleans. The place is a ghost. It's a shell of what it used to be.
It is. Oh, it is. It used to be so beautiful. It's fucked. It's gnarly now. It's gnarly. I missed someone.
It's just a giant East Cleveland, is what it is.
Yeah, I missed someone like vomiting by like 1 foot. This dude vomited like past my ear, and I didn't even, bro. You know how I know like I've seen some shit. I didn't even flinch, bro. It didn't even faze me. Like I just kept walking. I was like, it's New Orleans for you, man. What are you gonna do? I had a dude call me a fat bitch on Bourbon Street because he walked up to my friend. And mind you, my friend is like 18, 19, but I'm not gonna lie, she looks 12. And he walks up to my friend. He's like, hey, you trying to buy something? I got some good stuff. I'm like, sir, we don't want none of your drugs. We're good. And I grabbed my friend and I'm walking away. And he's like, yeah, whatever, you fat bitch. Like, sir, that's all you got? We're on Bourbon Street. I know you got more than that. Jesus, I don't want none of your drugs because it's either got fentanyl in it or they're fake fucking drugs. You don't buy drugs in New Orleans. Jesus Christ. Walking up to my friend who lives fucking 20, you're going to sell fake drugs to kids, bro? Get a life. And then what really, the last time what really pissed me off, though, they got these shot girls down in New Orleans, and I don't think they're like promoted by any clubs. I think this is just like a solo act that these bitches do. So you don't know what the fuck is in their shots, by the way. These long, like, last shots. Don't take those. I don't know who hired these girls, but these girls, they don't work for anybody. They're just entrepreneurs with alcohol, open alcohol that you don't know where it came from. So this chick walks up to me and, you know, she's feeling all nice. She's cute and she's kind of flirting with me. And she's like, you want this shot? And I'm like, sure, how much? And she said, oh, don't worry about it. And then she tries to pour it in my mouth. No, ma'am.
I'm worried about it.
No, ma'am. No, because I'm going to drink it and you're going to say it's $50 fucking. I'm not fucking stupid. Like, I may look stupid, but I'm not. So it's like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I wouldn't have taken it anyway, honestly, because what if it's a fucking roofie? What if you're trying to traffic?
Right. I had a similar situation happen to me down there. There was this, I was with my baby mama, and we were on vacation in New Orleans. We were walking Bourbon Street, and there's this like band playing their songs or whatever, and they like stopped mid-song to be like, "Can I have some?" I had bought her one of those like hurricanes or whatever, one of those like frozen. Yeah. You know, like one of those big, tall, long ones that are like, I don't know, like 3 feet long or whatever, with the big straws and all that, and then it's got the necklace and all that shit, so it just hangs and you can just slurp or whatever. Yeah. And they like stop mid-song and they're like, "Can I have some of that hurricane?" And I was like, "No," like, because she was gonna say, she was like, "Yeah, you know her, you know how she was." Yeah. No, like it was $20. No, like.
I'm gonna put your mouth on my straw, and then what? We're gonna share it.
And then the dude, the singer was like, "Well, how about I play a song for you, and you can drink as much as you want until the song's over, and you have to give me the rest." And I looked at her, I was like, "No, like it's hers. She can drink as much as she wants, regardless. It's hers. Technically, you're gonna play one fucking chord And we're like, oh, dude, get the fuck out of here. There's a lot of scamming going on down there now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And
It
like
was not a fun experience. I did not like it.
no, and people are just like harassing you all night and like throwing up, and there's a bunch of homeless people, and I'm pretty sure there's like ghosts and like real life vampires that be walking around like no shit. There's people.
It's terrible because there's the supernatural, there's witches, there's ghosts, and then it's just homeless people. Like that's a bad combination. Then the weather's trying to fucking kill everybody all the time. There's alligators. You just trip and fall into a swamp. Like it's not a great place to be right now. Like
The bugs are pretty crazy too, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
it's
You know, because
always
a lot of
hot.
water.
It's always hot, so you got snakes and bugs. Like the weather sucks. Even when the weather's not actively trying to knock your home down, it is trying to melt you. You know, like
I'm gonna be honest with you, Mississippi's not real cool either. They're kind of weird over there.
that's the whole Gulf. Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, all that shit, man. It sucks there, that whole area.
I know. I don't know why people choose to live there.
Cause it's warm. No, it's not. Y'all don't know the definition of warm. It's warm in Ohio right now. It's been 95 all week, and we're dying. Okay, that's warm. Where y'all are is like 105. Yeah, fuck all that.
Yeah, it's pretty wild out here. It's pretty wild.
I didn't even go to work today because it was too hot. I was like, I'm not going. The heat wave ends today, so I'm not going to work. That's what working for yourself gets you, by the way. So try it sometime.
Yeah, you get to make your own schedule and everything. It's pretty cool.
Pretty dope.
Yeah.
But the only person you have to blame for being broke is yourself.
I mean, I'd rather blame myself than have to blame other people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Felt.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been wanting to ask you. I texted you, and I feel like you ignored my text, but maybe not. Your birthday's on a Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
You should come on a hammer and cheese.
Okay. What time?
7. It's gonna be 7:30. It's not this Tuesday, but the next.
Yeah.
Be the guest.
Okay. Yeah. What are you cooking?
Well, usually I let the guests decide.
Oh shit.
Are you gonna want to cook, or are you just gonna want to commentate?
Probably just commentate. Not gonna lie.
Gotcha.
I might
well,
drink.
then I probably could. Huh?
I might drink because it's my birthday.
Okay.
So I could like drink and watch you cook and stuff like. We could do trivia.
For hammer and cheese.
Yeah. I like
You
trivia.
could do trivia with Dino, and I'll cook and get drunk. Is what I'll do.
Is Dino gonna be there?
Yeah, Dino's always there.
Okay.
You're like, I don't want to go now.
No, I'm still gonna come.
Okay.
I don't care. I'm gonna be
Sounds
me,
good.
regardless.
What do you like? You like noodles, right? I'll make a pasta for your birthday.
You can. I'm not up there. I'm not eating it.
I'll make carrots with cinnamon and brown sugar, and I'll make any kind of pizza except for Pizza Hut pizza.
Man, you know Pizza Hut got the best shit. Don't even play with me. Don't even play. He's got the best, and you fucking know it.
Dude, have you had the Crazy Puffs from Little Caesars?
Yeah.
Oh my god, those things are so good, right? I made homemade ones for mine and Jack's show. I think last weekend. They're so good, dude.
Yeah, that's what I said when I ate them. I was like, dude, I could make this shit at home. Does that even look hard? Like, get some biscuit dough, put it in your fucking muffin tin, and line it with cheese and pepperoni.
Pizza dough. You can go to most grocery stores now and just get pre-made pizza dough for like $1 now.
Yeah, you can do that too. Like that shit wouldn't be hard.
You need like a muffin tin.
Mm-hmm. But I really do. I like pepperoni. I bought a stick of pepperoni the other day at the store, and I ate it as a snack. Not in one day.
Like beef jerky?
Yeah, not like in one day. It took like 3 or 4 days, but like it was good. It was pretty good.
I want to get like a homemade, not homemade, a home deli slicer.
Oh, be careful with that.
Huh?
I said, be careful with that. That's scary, bro.
I use knives all the time. Like that's not scary.
You know what I've been interested in getting? This is off topic. It has nothing to do with food. But I've been interested in getting a nail board for your feet. You know what those are? You've seen it. You've heard of them. They have like the nail. They're not real nails because that's dumb. They're fake nails, and they it's supposed to like improve your like circulation. It's supposed to be like a meditation kind of thing. It's supposed to help with energy. It's supposed to like it's got all these like health benefits and stuff, right? And I've kind of been interested in it because I do have fucked up circulation, you know, because I'm a server. I work on my feet all the time, and
Right.
even like before I knew what an nail board was, I would think to myself, I was like, bro, I need to get some fucking acupuncture or something for my feet because I feel like I just need to like jab the fuck out of it or something. They're just like in pain all the time, you know, which is part of the reason I started losing weight and stuff like that. But they're not that expensive. They're only like $30 or $40. And they when you step on them, they're not like straight nails. They kind of bend. Like you know how some flip-flops have that like material that like molds to your feet? That's what
Right.
that's what the nails do. You're not just standing on straight nails. They're fake nails and it's a board that like bends to your feet. So I'm kind of interested. Like I might do that, buy one and like tell you how it works or if it helps the circulation of my feet and stuff like that.
What is the benefit of the circulation of your feet?
Okay, because I have a pinched nerve in my toe and half of my toe is like numb constantly. It's either numb or it's on fire, like just burning like a son of a bitch. So I'm hoping that the nail board will like, and I've even like, I got a callus on my toe, you know, I've even soaked it, like took the callus off, like massaged it, tried to like get the circulation back. Nothing's helping it. And I have to do something, man. It's just, it burns or I can't feel it at all. So I'm gonna try to do the nail board to see if it helps the circulation of my feet.
You may just do like more yoga and
I don't want
like
to.
toe steps or whatever the fuck they're called, where you just stand on your tippy toes and then sit down, stand on your tippy toes, step down, you know, until
No, but that doesn't sound cool. So
okay.
I'm not gonna do that. I think I'm gonna get a nail board and see how that
My
works.
way's free, so
Anyway, and I also want to do, and I still want to do the ancestry thing, the DNA test thing, but that's just like $100. So,
what
and I
the fuck
keep
do you need
forgetting
ancestry for? Who cares?
because I want to know like what we are. Like we don't even know what we are. Like we know we're white, obviously Caucasian, but we don't know. Like you know, we've always
You
been told a
never
few
dad to
things.
me. You're not gonna get the same fucking information as I do.
Exactly, which is why you should do one too. So,
No,
you know, we've been told we
absolutely
got
not.
some Native American and stuff like that, but these
You
are
don't
all
want
just
to tell
claims.
that information to the feds, right?
I don't give a fuck.
I do.
They have me anyway. You know why? Because I have a fucking cell phone in my back pocket 24/7. They know what I'm doing. What's it matter?
Yeah, but I'm an op. That's what it is. They'll know. They'll find something to pin on me.
What are they gonna do? Break into my house
I'm
and arrest me for
anti-government,
being
and
in
I have a
my house?
platform. They'll come for me.
I don't even do anything. Like I don't even like go out and commit crimes or nothing. I'm not a ride or die. I got questions. Why do we have to die? Honestly, people try to call me past like 7 or 8 o'clock. I'm not there. I got this thing on my phone. It's called a Google Assistant, and it's basically an automated robot that
The
will,
AI, right?
yeah, pretty much, and
So you crossed over.
it. Not. I mean, it's pretty convenient. I'm not gonna lie.
You
If you
crossed
can't,
over.
if you know what they said it in the Mummy. He said it's better to be um on the right side of the devil than in his path. So, either
I don't know
way,
what that. I don't even know how that even like pertains to what I just said.
well, because I always thought that AI was like evil and stuff like that. So now instead of like trying to like fight against it and never use it, I've just been embracing it pretty much. I mean, I can't stop it. Might as well. It's pretty convenient. Like when you're laying in your house and you want turn your lights off, you don't want to get back up. It's just pretty convenient. Or you got a question and you want to ask your Google. It's pretty convenient, you know? So I have this Google Assistant on my phone, and if I don't want to answer a phone call, I just press it, and it gives like an automated message saying something about like this person can't come to the phone. Like, what can I help you with? And whoever's speaking into it, it'll show me what they're saying, and it'll also record it. And then I can like hit another note, and it'll give them like another message saying like, "Is this an emergency?" or something like to that effect. You know, it's pretty cool.
You're also one of those ones that has an Alexa in your house.
Yeah, it's a Google.
You're getting like you're gonna be the first of the purge, like the robot purge. You know that, right?
Probably not. They're probably gonna go for
What
Elon
do you,
Musk.
what do you think? What do you think is gonna happen first? Terminator or aliens?
I don't think the aliens want much to do with this. I think it's
Well, who do you think is gonna try to purge humans first?
for sure.
The AI or the aliens?
AI for sure. Because we've gone this long without the aliens doing shit, and we're getting this much closer to like Terminator. You know what I think is gonna happen? Honest to God, I really think that they've already started it with the fucking microchip in the brain. They call it Elon Musk calls it something.
Neuralink. Yeah. Somebody. Joe Rogan I haven't watched it yet, but Joe Rogan just interviewed on his podcast the first person to ever have the Neuralink.
Oh, I'm gonna go watch
I don't
that.
understand how it's a link if there's only been one person. But yeah, no. So go. You should watch that. I'm gonna watch it later. But
I'm
you
gonna
should
watch
that.
it. And we should talk about it on the next fucking podcast because I'm telling you that's gonna get very popular and people are gonna like start microchipping their kids and shit. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be people are gonna use their microchips to like unlock their house and to like pay for their coffee and like.
That's an Idiocracy. Have you ever seen the movie Idiocracy?
Yeah.
You need to make your boyfriend watch that if he hasn't. Yeah, because they have the barcodes.
I made him watch it. I made him watch it. He thought it was hilarious.
It's where we're going, man.
You know what else? You know what else was kind of in that realm? That movie with Justin Timberlake called In Time.
In Time, yeah.
That was like people were using their arm to like scan shit and buy shit. I think that's where we're headed, honestly. Like that seems to be, and I think what is going to happen is it's going to become so common in probably the next 50 to 100 years that like everyone's going to have it, right? Their kids are going to have it, everyone's going to have it, and then what's going to happen? Someone's going to hack the fucking Neuralinks, and we're going to become like zombies to the fucking man. And anyone who like doesn't have a Neuralink is gonna be like excluded. You're gonna be like a weird, like you can't get in here. How are you gonna get into this coffee shop? We have to scan your Neuralink. You don't even have one. How are you gonna buy anything? You know how people
walk into certain places you have cash and they're like, what? Like, what? Like we don't accept cash there.
Kind of like how people have like Apple Pay and stuff now where they just like scan the phone or scan the watch. It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like that. And if you don't have it, it's gonna be like weird for you. Because you're the odd one out, you know? That's definitely what's going to happen first. And there's going to be, like, all types of, like, subliminal messaging in them and shit. It's going to have, like, commercials. You got to pay for the ad-free version of the Neuralink. It's going to have, like, updates. If you don't update it, you're going to, like, have, like, what's it called? You're going to have, when people
have conversations and one of them zones out, you're like, are you watching an ad right now?
Oh, did you do your update last night? You're supposed to do your update before you go to sleep. Yeah.
Everybody knows you gotta wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to do all your updates. Everybody knows that. But being lazy.
They're gonna have to use a Neuralink to like start their car. You know, everything. It's gonna be everything. It's gonna take over.
So speaking of Justin Timberlake, he's had a bad week.
Did he? I didn't hear about it.
Yeah, he got pulled over for a DUI.
Oh shit!
And he dead ass like it was on recording or whatever. He dead ass tried to get out of it by saying he was Justin Timberlake, and he was pulled over by a 22-year-old cop, a female cop. And he's not. He hasn't been. Justin Timberlake isn't on.
You've been popular in 20 years.
Justin Timberlake isn't on women's good side either. So and then also with the 22-year-old, she was like, "Sure you are, buddy." Like.
No. Oh my god.
Well, I mean, obviously she ID'd him and it was him, but yeah, he still went to jail and everything.
But I mean, like, this isn't the 2000s.
Women are ripping him a new one just because of the Britney shit, which, like, whatever, who cares? But
maybe because he was also driving while intoxicated. Like, that's not cool.
That I get. But everybody was making it the whole, see, he is a shitty person because look at Britney said. Guys, the thing that happened with the abortion 20 years ago with Britney Spears has nothing to do with it being a drunk asshole now. Okay, relax.
I cannot believe it's kind of like, it reminds me of that scene in the Facebook, because he was in that movie. It was a good movie. If no one's ever seen it. No, it's not called the Facebook. It's called The Social Network.
The Social Network. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was about the making of Facebook. But he was in that movie, and he ended up, spoiler alert, if you don't want to, he ended up getting arrested at the end of that movie for like drugs, and he just had like this look on his face like he was gonna get out of it or some shit, and he didn't, and it was like, look at you now. Like, kind of like I can see his face when he's like, fuck, I'm really going to jail for this. Like, I'm fucking Justin Timberlake. Do they not know who the fuck I am?
Justin Timberlake. Yeah, I think he even said he's like, I'm late for my world tour or some shit like that.
Like, get my agent, get my manager, get my lawyer. Get my lawyer, plural, get my lawyers.
He's a douche. Like,
all celebrities kind of go through it. Not all, a lot of celebrities go through like their criminal phase, like Lindsay Lohan, even Britney when she had the breakdown, like beating the SUV. There's a lot of people, a lot of celebrities who have like fallen very like publicly, but he was just kind of late. Like, how did you on this random afternoon get pulled over for being fucking drunk when you've probably been doing it for 20 years? Like, what was so special now?
I think a lot of that attributes to like they fall out of the circle. There's like obviously some like weird culty shit going on in Hollywood, and like when you're big and popular, you're at your peak, they're untouchable. But like,
because let's be real, you think this was his first time driving drunk?
No, absolutely not. Which is probably why he was thinking he could do it in his 40s. You know what I mean?
It probably worked a few times.
An adult person in their 40s driving drunk, that's a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, he's been doing that a long time, and he's been thinking it's okay. You know what I mean? Like,
don't have kids. Like, you understand, like, the magnitude of what if you hurt somebody's kid.
That's the other thing, you know what I mean?
What if you die and you're not there for your kids? What if you kill someone's kid in an accident? What if there's a baby in the car and you fucking
what if somebody else gets drunk and hits your kid? You know what I mean? Like, that. Why would you do the thing that you don't want to happen to you, And
you know what? You know what's funny? Is, like, it's not that hard to not be a piece of shit. It's not that hard to not harm others. The thing is, if you want to harm yourself, do whatever the fuck you want. It's free country. If you want to drink yourself to death, they want you to smoke yourself to death, they allow you to do it. They let you do it. Don't fucking hurt others while you do it. That's the thing. It's not that hard to not harm other people while you're self-destructing, okay? Like, you do you. Because anyone who's driving drunk is basically being like, I'm okay with dying right now. Like, don't be okay with dying. That's fucked up. You know how many signs I see on the road that's like, click it or ticket, or like, don't you want to be home for this holiday, buckle up and stuff like that, watch the speed limit. They're not playing. Like, people die every day in car accidents, bro. It's just insane.
I don't know, car accidents kind of there's a smaller or very small minute amount of people dying in car accidents nowadays, comparatively speaking. It still happens. But, like, I think cars are super safe now, with the exception of drinking and driving. Because the way cars are designed, like, have you ever noticed that most cars now, like, if you, like, back into a fucking, I don't know, a wall or something, or a pole, your car is just fucked. Well, cars are designed to crumple now because apparently the transfer of energy saves your life. Everybody's in the car's life. I don't know how that works, but...
Makes sense. It makes sense. I can see it. I get it, But not only that, but a lot more cars, or a lot more, newer cars are equipped with, like, automatic braking and, like, automatic,
the ABS system and all that.
I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that, because I feel like if you, like, if you're driving and I reach over and I grab your steering wheel, that's fucked up. And if I reach over and I hit your brake while you're driving, that's fucked up, right? Why does my car think it can hit my brake while I'm driving? That's not cool. Like, what if you...
I get your point. What's your opinion on those self-driving cars that are starting to come out, like the Teslas and whatnot?
Never in a million years would I ever.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that either.
I don't trust it.
I don't trust it
I
either,
just
but
flat
I
out
do
don't
feel
trust
like there
it.
are some people once the technology is perfected. I feel like there are some people. I'll never do it because I personally feel like I'm a pretty good driver, but like there's some people out there that I see that drive all day long. It's my job. Just see people. I'm just like, what is your deal? You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
please be the first wave of the self-driving car. Um,
Dude, that shit's gonna
it's so
malfunction for
weird
sure.
though because most planes are self-driving. Most planes are self-piloting.
Well,
And they just have like
autopilot,
the
yeah.
captain or whatever and his co-pilot are just there to take the reins if it's absolutely necessary.
Well, that's the thing, though. The self-driving car doesn't have a co-pilot if something goes wrong. It's just putting all the trust into a car. Like,
Well,
that's
yeah, but you
kind of
can
dumb.
switch over to manual. It's
It
like
seems dumb.
iRobot.
No, it seems dumb. I don't have that much trust. I just don't think that like it can calculate as fast as human reaction. Like human instinct can't replicate that shit. Like that's just like some shit you can't harvest. That's why AI will never be as good as it wants to be
Well,
because you
like
just can't replicate what humans can fucking do. Okay, we gotta stick
emotion,
to
that's for sure, and
mm-hmm.
because
Like
that's the
intuition.
big thing about people, right? Because we use our logic, we use our emotion, we use our experiences and everything. There's some things that you can't really download onto a computer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To come up with the perfect storm of options to come up. You know what I mean? Like a lot of things that happen, even good things, sometimes bad things, are because of all of our different thought, the way that we think. It's not just like the most logical thing. And sometimes it's our emotions, sometimes it's our instincts, sometimes our gut, whatever the fuck you want to call it, our heart. All these things come together. Everything we've learned, everything we've experienced, things we've told, things that we've, you know, just the overthinking, even all of it, just kind of coming together at once. So
And that's the thing about AI. AI can only be as smart as the smartest person that built it. And they'll always be a
that's not
smarter
true because,
person.
like, if you have AI, the concept of the internet is just like the personification of the internet. And the internet isn't as smart as the smartest person. It's as smart as all the people putting it in. You know what I mean? So it's legitimately pretty much all the information that's being shared.
Have you ever had like a group project in high school?
Yeah,
Wasn't there always just like one person that was just significantly smarter than the rest, and the rest were kind of just like tagging along?
sure.
That's probably what that is. So I still stand by my statement that AI is only as smart as the smartest person that built it. And there'll be a smarter person who will grow up and build a smarter version of the AI. Don't get me wrong. But it'll only be as smart as the human being behind it. AI would be nothing without the human. So for people to even say that AI could one day be smarter than humans, I just don't believe it. There's no way. There's just some things that artificial intelligence cannot replicate with humans. There's things we can't replicate with humans. What makes you think
Okay,
fucking
but
artificial
think of it like
intelligence?
this. Think of it like this. It's like making a child. Eventually, a kid can be smarter than the parent.
But you're still talking about humans, though.
I mean, cats and dogs that can be smarter than their
But
fucking their parents and stuff. Other animals.
it's just a hard
Anything alive. The
situation.
idea of artificial intelligence kind of implies that it's alive in a way. I think that's going to be the big thing that fucks us up. Is like there's going to be a lot of people who don't want to turn the AI off when it's starting to get a little handsy because people are going to be like, it's like the pro-lifers or whatever. No, it's alive. All life is precious.
Bro, I saw someone have that like on their license tag down here. It said all life matter. Not all lives matter because that's something else, but it had like a swan holding a baby, and I think it said all life is precious or something like that to that effect, like on their license plate while we're driving. And I'm like,
I'm gonna give it to you like Jim Jeffries said. All life is precious. This is Republicans. All Republicans, all conservatives. All life is precious until it steps on my property.
on God, straight up. Right. And once again, if all life is precious, I better see you in the fucking orphanages. Okay, I better see you helping out
Right.
because what the fuck are you
Right.
doing?
Like if you're
Other
a
than
pro-lifer, that means all things. That means you have to be like a conscientious objector. Like shut the fuck up. I'm a pro-lifer. Get the fuck out of here. No, you're not. You just want to dictate what people do. That's all you want to do. You just want to be a dictator. You know?
pretty much, and I'll say it again because to be honest with you, and I'm not trying to like step on anybody's rights, but I'm just pointing out facts. If this was really about the babies, then somebody would switch the law that states that a pregnant woman can smoke and drink. Because there's no law that says they can't.
Right. Because it's discrimination.
Discrimination.
Which is
So
weird.
so
Which is very weird.
if this was really about the babies, it would be illegal, and it's not. So
I think it's. I
get
really think
real.
that isn't touched upon just because like most women, the majority, I would say within the 90 percentile, like don't smoke or
While
drink
they're
when they're
pregnant.
pregnant. You know what I mean? Like I think most,
Even
at least
heavy
in
smokers,
developed countries. You know, I don't know about the other ones, but
even like heavy smokers, I met quit when they were pregnant, and then like
right,
started up once they weren't pregnant. Like once they stopped being pregnant, I've seen it. And there are a lot of times when like I said, you really shouldn't judge people because there are a lot of times when women don't know they're pregnant and they're addicted to cigarettes and they're told that if you quit cold turkey right now, your baby will go into distress. So you can't quit cold turkey. You have to wean yourself off. That's real.
right,
They've had to do that. So you shouldn't always judge if you see a pregnant person smoking. Like you don't know what the fuck they're going through. They may be trying to quit, you know?
right.
But I'm just saying, if it was really about the babies, there'd be other laws put in place. But it's not. But anyway, that
Well,
also goes to the fact that like I'm kind of bothered by like what do you care, bro? Like you could be out doing something way better. You could be in a soup kitchen, you could be helping the homeless, but no, you want to just put random shit on your license plate and think you're doing like God's work.
conservatives don't help people. They don't go out and go to soup kitchen. Like the fuck
That's
out of
what I'm
here.
saying. Like there are people who can pick out the fucking worst in everybody, but I don't see them lifting a hand to help.
Yeah, like I said, they just want to dictate people with that. You know. So.
Yeah, I get that. But yeah, I'm for sure gonna watch that podcast about the Neuralink because I'm super interested in that. That's gonna be a whole new trend. That's gonna be a thing.
Yeah, I just hope it's not fucking full of propaganda because I really everybody like this whole fucking Elon Musk is like anti artificial intelligence, and then he's going and doing some shit like this, and I'm like, how's it
I
any
thought he
different?
was for it. I thought he was all for it. What do you mean?
He says it legitimately scares him at night.
Man the fuck up. Aren't you like smart and rich? Like Jesus Christ. Like what? Why do we? I'm sorry, but I'm really done with making the pussies of America rich and famous. I'm done. I'm sick of it. Can we get some like mean, strong motherfuckers who like aren't afraid to like run the world?
Yeah, you know how to do that.
Mm.
You stop cutting fathers out of their kids' lives.
I have nothing to do with that. I don't fucking have
I'm
kids.
just saying, like, there's a war on fathers, and it's emasculating our sons in the future. You know what I mean? So, like,
If
you
you
gotta
keep
stop.
telling,
You gotta stop. You gotta stop saying toxic masculinity and shit like that. Okay, if a dude's toxic, he's toxic. That's a different thing. But just because he's masculine doesn't mean he's bad. You know?
I mean, if a person's toxic, they're just toxic.
Yeah,
That's just the
100%.
end of the line. But I think that if you tell yourself that there is a war on masculinity, you're gonna feel like it. I feel like if you wake up in the morning and tell yourself that you're tired and that you're sick of everybody and that you're done with the bullshit, that's how you're gonna feel. You gotta wake up and tell yourself that there's nothing standing in your way and that you can do whatever the fuck you want to do and live a good life. Because half
Well,
of it,
I don't know,
confidence
because
is
there are
half the
things that
battle.
stand in your way, but you have to teach yourself to like be able to overcome. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? You can't just things are gonna be tough. Things are gonna be hard all the fucking time. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But like you guys gotta learn to just quit bitching about it all the time. Quit letting it kick you in the ass all the time. You know what I mean? Like just because something's hard doesn't mean like you can cry about it. You know what I mean? Like
Right. And you know what? I think we've always been good at that. And pretty much like a lot of moms' children have always been pretty resilient when it comes to certain things. Like we can roll with the punches for sure. Like we can calculate certain scenarios about whether or not something is safe and when it's not safe, things like that. We're all pretty resilient and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, with that said, I think that's a good time to cap it off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Go watch that podcast about Neuralink.
Hell yeah. You gonna catch it? You gonna watch any other weird cult classic movies this week? You thinking about?
Can you list some off real quick? Because I'm kind of drawing a blank, honestly. I showed him Idiocracy. I showed him 12 Monkeys. He's seen Fight Club, obviously.
Every dude's seen Fight Club, especially his age.
That's what I'm saying. Right?
I don't know.
I showed, what I showed him last night? I showed him Perks of Being a Wallflower. That movie that your girlfriend was so obsessed with. I told him that story about how she was so obsessed with it, and that's how my family came to know this movie.
Movie sucks.
Yeah.
It's not a good movie. I don't know, man. Like, just
text me later with some movies to watch.
Can't think of anything right now, but okay. Catch every Tuesday, Hammer and Cheese. Every Monday. I always jump ahead. This Monday, Last Minute History, we're gonna be talking about MLK. All this is on my YouTube channel. Wednesday, we're doing Sketched Out. We're gonna show some sketches from our guest. And then, of course, this show, the greatest goddamn show on air every single Saturday. And next Saturday and every other weekend is Every Other Weekend Meals with Jack. I appreciate you guys. Peace out.
All right. Bye.